Thank you all very much for these interesting discussions. I can't wait to travel again, and Macau, this spectacular World Center for Tourism and Leisure, along with the Greater Bay Area, will of course be one of the first destinations on my bucket list. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my distinct honor to introduce the partner country and partner city for the Global Tourism Economy Forum 2021, our special 10-year anniversary edition. Welcoming no other than Italy and Shanghai, two incredible destinations offering an amazing diversity in cultural offerings, food, art, sightseeing, and business tourism as well. Stay tuned for next year's UN, WTO, and Global Tourism Economy Research Center's research report on Asia tourism trends developed under the 2020's exceptional circumstances. But now let's welcome on stage Ms. Lorenza Bonaccorsi, Under Secretary of Ministry of Cultural Heritage, Activities and Tourism of Italy, followed by Mr. Gong, Mayor of the Shanghai Municipal People's Government, presenting his amazing city to you.
Dear friends, it is a great honor for me to address the closing session of Macau's Global Tourism Economy Forum. Unfortunately, due to the current situation, I have to do it in a virtual manner, but I am sure that soon we will be able to meet again face-to-face to discuss ways and means to relaunch international tourism between our countries. When last October we were chosen as the partner country of the 2020 edition of the forum, we were proud of this opportunity and eager to show the potential of Italy as a tourist destination. As you know, 2020 was meant to be the year of Sino-Italian culture and tourism, an initiative that was decided in Rome in March 2019 during the state visit of President Xi Jinping as a way to celebrate 50 years since the establishment of our bilateral diplomatic relation, which occurred in 1970. In this context, we were determined to make our participation in the Global Tourism Economic Forum the highlight of our calendar of activities. This is why we are very, very glad of the opportunity that was offered to us to maintain our status as partner country in this phygital edition of the GTEF, in which more than 80 Italian operators showed their interest to participate in B2B activities. We are also proud to have been invited to participate to next year GTEF as a partner country in the edition which will take place in a physical presence in the occasion of the 10th anniversary of this important forum. Dear friends, tourism has been one of the hardest hit sectors by the crisis, following 6 decades of nearly continuous growth. According to current estimates, international tourism will fall by 80% in 2020 due to cross-border travel restriction, containment measure, and the interruption of major international transport connection. Domestic tourism has also been heavily impacted. This is why each of us has been aware of the tremendous challenge ahead. In this context, we believe that GTEF, as a leading event in the global travel and tourism industry involving public and private sector, has a very important role to play. The pandemic, in fact, is already having a significant impact on travel behavior and the way people travel, make their bookings, choose destination and experience their visit. beyond the continued need for immediate measures to support the sector, it is clear that the rebuilding of the tourism economy will require global and national, medium and long-term coordinated policy action, engaging all levels of government and private sector. The Italian government highly values its relation with China, and we are working at various levels to increase our bilateral cooperation in the tourism sector. We do believe, in fact, that it is in time of crisis that one has to prepare for a better future. In this regard, we are looking forward to next year's GTEF in Macau as an opportunity to showcase Italy's main strengths as a tourist destination. In the meantime, let me give some examples of initiatives we have taken to improve the Chinese traveler experience in Italy. First of all, I would like to recall that the relevant authorities of Italy and China have signed last January a bilateral agreement in the aeronautical sector, which allows to raise bilateral frequencies from 56 per week to 108 with immediate effect, up to 136 in 2021 and 164 in 2022. A collaboration between the Italian Ministries of Interior and for Foreign Affairs is underway to speed up the procedures for the issuance of visas to Chinese tourists, as well as passport control of Chinese travelers entering Italy. In addition, Aeroporti di Roma signed an agreement with Seatrip in October 2019 to make the transit of Chinese tourists in Roma Fiumicino Airport more comfortable, providing signs in Mandarin, Chinese-friendly digital payment system as WeChat Pay and Alipay, and direct application of tax-free within the commercial area. As far as the Italian Minister of Cultural Heritage and Tourism is concerned, we are working on various fields to make the travel of Chinese travelers to Italy as seamless as possible. In this context, let me mention, as an example, the case of the Colosseum, one of the most important symbols of Rome, visited by more than 7,500,000 tourists last year. The website of the Colosseum has been made available in Chinese. On the square of the archaeological park, an installation provides in Chinese news about tickets, services and timetables, as well as information on the history of the monument. In addition, Chinese tourists can organize their visits to the Colosseum booking online through the platform Alipay. Furthermore, all the initiatives and events taking place in the Colosseum are published on WeChat and on Weibo. For this reason, in March 2019, the director of Colosseum received by Minister Luo Shugang the Welcome Chinese certification for the quality of services offered to Chinese travelers. Let me conclude reaffirming our willingness to promote a long-term strategy for a resilient, greener and more digital tourism sector. With reference to the promotion of digitalization of the tourism industry, we are encouraging Italian museum, cultural institution, tourism business to upgrade their services and adapt them to the changing needs of travelers, especially Chinese. In this context, I'm sure that the 2021 GTEF will represent a great opportunity to join our efforts to pave the way towards the restart of a more resilient and sustainable international tourism between Italy and China. Thank you very much for your attention.
快看快看！ 尊敬的何厚华先生、贺一诚先生，
Mr. Hua, Mr. Hui Chen, Ms. Lorenza Bonaccorsi, Ms. Pansy Ho, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'm very pleased to be invited to speak at the 9th edition of GTEF on behalf of the Shanghai People's Government. I would like to congratulate the opening of the edition of the GTEF, and I would like to thank all the guests and all the friends and supporters for Shanghai's economic development. Tourism is the driving force for economic development, and it is a big industry that can promote people's understanding and also promotes economic growth. Shanghai, we attach great importance to tourism, and we are in the process of forging a world-renowned tourism city. And this year, since the outbreak of the pandemic, we have been working to support businesses in this sector and to provide stimulus for the recovery. And the Shanghai Shopping Festival, the Wu Shopping Festival, and Shanghai International Film Festival were held in Shanghai. And tourism is a means to express civilization, to disseminate culture, and to build bridges. And the Global Economic Tourism Forum has been a very important event in the industry after 9 years of development, and is playing a very important role in bringing us together. And this edition of the GTEF is based on solidarity and innovation, talking about how we can seize new opportunities to nurture new industries in the post-pandemic era. And it is going to be a great impetus for the recovery. And we are very pleased to have been invited as the guest city for the 9th edition of the GTEF. We're looking forward to writing a new chapter and making new friends and to build a prosperous future and to make our contribution in the post-pandemic era in the tourism sector. Lastly, I would like to wish all the success of the GTEF, and I wish you good health, good prosperity. Thank you.
Dear distinguished guests, as GTEF 2020 comes to a close, I would like to extend my gratitude to all of you who have joined us both on-site in Macau and virtually online from across the globe today. Putting together a hybrid format for GTEF this year is the first of its kind, has not been without its challenges. But I'm incredibly proud to let you all know that as of this moment, we've had more than 420,000 viewers of the forum, representing over 50 regions in the world, including the locations of our distinguished guests and speakers from Beijing, Wuhan, Hong Kong, Lisbon, London, Brussels, Riyadh, Bangkok, Paris, and Bhutan, to name a few. This could not have been possible without the incredible efforts of the GTEF team, along with our partners, new and old, who came together in solidarity, just like our theme this year, to make it happen. As such, I'd like to extend my deep appreciation and gratitude to the people and organizations that have made GTEF 2020 possible. I would first like to start by expressing my extreme gratitude for the Chief Executive, Mr. Ho Yat-seng, for entrusting me to host this year's GTEF in a hybrid format, especially under such challenging circumstances brought to us all by the pandemic. Our GTEF chairman, Mr. Ho Hao-wah, for his continuous guidance during the planning process. I'm most honored to be graced by Chairman Gao Yunlong and Minister Hu Heping for joining us from Beijing. I'm most moved by my very good friend, the Secretary General of UNWTO, Mr. Zurab Pololikashvili, for joining us at 6 o'clock in the morning from Lisbon, and Minister Ahmed Al-Khatib for joining us live early in the morning from Saudi Arabia. I would also like to thank Mr. Hao Yuan from our 2020 featured province, Gansu, and Vice Governor Zhang Wenbing of Hubei. To our co-hosts, Martina Fuchs, who joined us live from London at 3 a.m., and Carol Yu, who has been working tirelessly with our staff on site in Macau, and our star anchor, Liu Xin and Anita. To all our distinguished speakers, guests, friends, and colleagues, I'm incredibly honored to work alongside with all of you to make GTEF 2020 happen under such unprecedented circumstances this year. Without your conviction and dedication, this would not have been possible. I want to particularly thank the entire working team led by the Macau Government Tourist Office, members of the Global Tourism Economy Research Center, and Occasions Asia Pacific. Through our collaborative efforts and coming together in solidarity, along with the technological solutions brought to us by our technology partner Tencent Cloud, we are able to break through the boundaries of time and geography together here today to discuss the path forward for tourism. While technology can enhance our means of communication, as seen in this hybrid GTEF event today, as well as enhancing travel and tourism experiences, it cannot, however, replace the joy and experience we gain when we do travel. So, if we all have one wish for 2021, I'm sure you will agree with me. We want to travel again. Hence, I hope to see every one of you in Macau next year for our very special 10th anniversary edition of the Global Tourism Economy Forum 2021, with our partner country Italy and featured Chinese city Shanghai. Thank you all. See you next year.
Thank you all for joining us at the GTEF 2020 in its very first virtual edition, connecting Macau, China, and the world once again, despite this year's extraordinary circumstances. It has been my great honor and pleasure to share the day with you on such a wonderful journey of discussions about a topic of such importance for the world: solidarity and innovation, reshaping tourism in the new global economy. For my friends and viewers who just joined us now, do not go anywhere, because we will replay our program in case you missed some of the earlier segments, starting with the Greater Bay Area Leaders into You series. But first, we'll see an interesting showcase of the recent developments in the Greater Bay Area region, presented by New World Development, Shuntak Holdings, and Dorset Hospitality Group. Thank you, everyone. Stay on for our next programs, and see you all next year again, hopefully physically, this time in Macau at the GTEF 2021.